There we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. How are you today? Happy Sunday.
Hello,
Hi, Susan.
everybody.
Hello. Yeah. I hope everybody's doing well. It's nice to see so many of you here. Hello, Andrea and Flowing and Butterfly Kisses and Ron, Kim. Thank you all for coming.
Absolutely.
We
Great
always
to see you
appreciate.
guys.
And this is, I had written that you and I are only going to be working this week and the next two because you're very busy, and Wildflower thought you would get too busy. So anyway,
No,
we've been doing this a long
we've been doing
time.
this a long time.
We really have. We've done it. I would say, wasn't it about a year and a half? Something like that.
It's been a long time.
It's over a year anyway. Yes.
Yeah.
And, we've had a good time, but it's time for change always. And we have to embrace it because it's not good to push against it. But, we'll work together now and again, maybe.
Absolutely.
I'm sure we will. So,
absolutely. I'm happy. I've been grateful. I'm thrilled and honored to have been in this space.
Me too.
I feel like we started our video. I mean, I had my channel a little longer than yours, but I feel like I was still pretty new when I started this. So I feel like it just, we grew together, right?
We did.
We grew together. So that's really, really amazing. And you are very dear and near to my heart. And this channel is very important to our community.
Thank you. So well, you are the same, dear. I love you like a sister, and you've been so wonderful to all of us. But yes, when we first started, I think we may have 20 to 30 people show up.
Yeah.
And then it's grown and grown and grown. And now we're just so busy that we have actually too many questions. It's pretty draining on you. And I recognize that. I could see you getting a little tired, and that's okay. Your guides are like, Susan.
My guides are pushing me to do some different things. I mean, all in this realm, of course, more teaching. And I promised them I would do that, and they're holding me to it. Let's just put it that way.
And you know what? We have to honor that, and we have to take care of ourselves. And there's nothing more important to me than self-care. And so I just wanted to say that, we'll be here the next 2 weeks and we'll have some fun. And we thank you always for coming here and being with us. So
absolutely,
we love you.
Absolutely.
I'm going to talk just a bit about my dream class. Last week, Susan kind of said, why don't you do that? So I thought about it and I asked some folks and they said, yes. So I've set it up. It's going to be on Zoom for Tuesdays at, let's see, Pacific is 3 to 5. Mountain would be 4 to 6. Central would be 5 to 7, and 6 to 8 is Eastern, I believe. Yeah. You can come to one, come to all. I'm going to use a book, and you can or don't have to get it. I looked over several books. This has really good ratings, and I think it will cover some stuff you might want to have in your hand when we're done. The first one will talk a lot about how to remember your dreams and things like that. And then we'll go into talking about some of your dreams and what they mean. So the cost is $40 for
super inexpensive.
Yeah. And I think the book's 18. You can get it on Amazon. And and it's 2 hours. I think that's enough time for us to get together. But I'm really excited about it. And I hope you are too. So you can pay through PayPal if you want. Just let me know. It's going to be limited to 33 people. And right now I've got about 4 or 5. So I'll still run it, even if I don't get anybody else. I will.
Oh, you're going to get full. No, I'm telling y'all right now, she's going to get full. And if you don't get on this one, you're going to have to get on her second class. So go ahead and join now. Is it going to be recorded? So like if they miss a class, they can watch it?
I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. I can record it because I know that that's what you and Kim do. And I suppose you did that with your spirit guides class as well. So yeah, because sometimes we might miss them. And
life gets in the way.
Life gets in the way. It surely does. But yeah. How about you? What are you planning on? Have you figured out what class you're going to do?
My spirit guides have gotten so feisty that they're literally telling my clients to email me if I don't do it in 2 weeks. So y'all, I've got a week left. I've got to get busy.
Oh my God.
I'm going to be launching something. I don't know. I
Okay.
have a lot going on, and I don't have time. I
Yeah.
literally don't have time
I know, honey.
to do it.
You don't.
So yes, I'm going to be launching something.
Okay.
I don't even know what to say.
It will be there. You'll
There's
get it.
several things going right now that I'm in the middle of, but I can't talk about, but
Understood.
It's
Yeah,
coming.
it's coming. That's good. I love it.
I'm excited.
Marg,
I'm excited about it.
Marg, we just, Susan has gotten so busy, as she just indicated, that she is going to step down after March 6th show. And she and I might do something later, but we won't be doing every Sunday because it's too much. She's got too much to do. And I honor her for that. So it's okay. I just wanted you all to be aware of it. I was, just so you know. And please come to the next shows if you would.
And we'll do collaborations. I mean, we're scheduled to do a collaboration with Sharon, right?
Yes, we're doing a collaboration with Sharon. It's in March, I believe.
It's in March.
I can't remember the date, but yeah.
You'll see us together. And
absolutely.
And Allie has, listen, I want to also mention that Allie's got that great show, The Mediums, that happens on Thursday nights.
Yes.
So, Allie is all about bringing people to help you, and giving people a spotlight. So you're going to stay tuned to her channel because this is just the beginning, right? And I'll be here. I just can't do it every Sunday.
Every week.
We've been doing it for at least a year, you guys.
We have. And it's been fabulous. Yeah.
It's been amazing. But I've got a lot going on that I kind of need to get to. So anyway,
that's becoming like Sterling now, you see.
I am not anywhere near. I'm not anywhere near. I will say no, I am nowhere near Sterling.
Okay. Well,
but I am.
We all love you, so that's why we're all here. So
well, I love you guys too. I really do.
That's nice. So I just wanted to mention that, Mark, so you'd know what was going on. But yes, and yes, Thursdays at 2:30 Pacific time, I usually have 4 or 5 mediums come on to answer your questions, and I'll be taking them off the boards as well. They're a great group, and even Kevin Loving Vibrations has said that he will come along some of the time when he can.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
We have Joan Nyberg, who has filled in before, and we have Terry Lee who fills in sometimes. So we've got a great group for you, and we ain't going anywhere. So
there you go.
Either of us. Yep. I have a lot of questions for us to get through. But I do want to say something about this, Victoria, because I just saw it. So you did have a definite diagnosis. Okay. Absolutely want to take this time to send you lots of love and light and healing for that spot, those 2 spots rather. Hopefully you've gotten this taken care of ASAP, and you might have mitigated some of the spread of it. We certainly hope so, but we want you to know as a community that we are there for you, and please reach out to us if you need us. Please, always, anytime. Okay.
And you can go right in the chat of any of our lives. I'm telling you, I've seen this myself many times. Any live of any of our YouTube, anybody you see in our community, and just say, hey, I need some Reiki. I need some love. I need some prayers. These people are amazing. Our community is amazing.
It is.
And so talented. And if you can hold within yourself that you can be healed, if you can believe that with every cell of your body, I believe, because I've seen it, and if T-Barb is here today, and I don't know if she is, we've seen healings, okay? We're not giving medical advice. We're not doctors.
No.
I'm just saying that there's support, just like Allie did. There's support for you here, okay?
Absolutely. And do that, because if we see in the chat that someone is in need, we stop usually. And if I've missed anybody else this morning, as far as that's concerned, I want you to know, I'll look back and see if I can find it, but we would send that to everybody here who needs it. So thank you. Thanks, Susan. Okay. So I see some people are putting some questions in the chat. Unfortunately, I can't take them because we have 23 of them right now that were on the boards. I'm sure Susan was ready to maybe make this her last show, but next week we have just about as many. And so she was kind enough to wait until March 6th. And so we have to stay on track. We just have to in order to get everybody that already asked their questions. So yes. But
So
please
can
put
they
it
put
on.
their questions on the Mediums chat? I mean, the
Yeah.
Mediums community page. I mean, even if it's not mediumship, I mean, I don't know. You might want to just I don't know what to say
Yes,
about
I agree. I agree. Put them on the mediums one. We'll get to them if we can. Also, I'd like to say to Blessed 111, her son Braden has been in the hospital this week. He had seizures and she's unsure what's going on, and we're holding her in the light and Braden in the light, hoping that all is well. He's apparently still in there, and so we send you lots of love, dear. All right, so this is a kind of a long one, Susan, but this guy takes care of homeless cats. Name is, I think it's Matthew Martin, actually. There are 3 of them that have been hanging around our collective backyards for 10 years that I've been feeding forever.
Wow.
He says, sometimes I see them for weeks, and sometimes I see them in the morning out my back door, swishing tails around and meowing for food or drink. They're totally cute. He then even installed a cat door on his garage so they can come and go in the winter. It's in Boston, and that's very cold. Yeah. They seem to like it. But here's the question. Do they need any or want anything else from me? He says, I'm happy to provide them with food and water, but is there anything else that they are trying to communicate to make their lives more comfortable? And then he says, I cannot take them in for a couple of reasons. It sounds like you have taken them in just outside. Yeah.
Yeah. No, listen, you're doing everything you need to be doing for them. There's nothing that they want for. They're quite happy. They're acclimated to being outdoors. They want to be outdoors. They like to be outdoors. They're very happy to have your garage because it also is safe. They're telling me they feel safe in the garage. So it's not only like a place for them to get out of the weather, but it's also a place that they can feel safe, right? From whatever. I don't know whether there's other cats or loose dogs, or I don't know, but they feel like that's their home, for lack of a better description.
Right.
You're doing everything that you are supposed to be doing. Absolutely.
Okay. I mean, I get that sense as well. And obviously taking in more animals, if you can't do it, is not the right idea. The only thing I thought of was perhaps bringing them to a shelter, to see if they could get rehomed. But it sounds to me like they might be all feral anyway, in a sense. So it might be too difficult for them.
Yeah, they're pretty happy. I think they would tell us if they wanted to go to a shelter. I'm pretty sure. And cats are resourceful. They're just as easily, they could go 3 doors down and maybe someone would let them in and they would move in, right? I mean, so yes. I don't think they would stay there if they weren't happy.
Right. I agree. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for the question. And I hope that helps you out a lot, because I've lived in Boston area and I know it's cold there.
It's frigid.
It's kind of really difficult. So, okay, we got another long one here. Let's see. Lynn G says, about 20 years ago, while chopping veggies in her kitchen window, I looked out the window that only 30 feet from our home saw an old man from another time. It was a side view, but he was looking at me. He looked like a mountain man, heavy old clothes, big canvas backpack, long gray beard, heavy hat, using an old tree limb. He reminded me of the original, Will I See Him Again? Sorry. The original movie Heidi. Oh, that's it. I blinked and he was gone. Will I see him again?
Well, wait a minute. Can you go back one? She said in my mind, there was another thing.
Okay, sorry.
I blinked and he was gone. What did I see? In my mind, I heard him say, look away. You are not supposed to see me yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that. Okay. Yeah.
I blinked and he was gone. Anything, look away. You're not supposed to see me yet. That's funny. Okay. There's so much there. There's so much there that I don't know if I can get into all of this. You guys asked some pretty amazing questions, honestly. Lynn G, here's the thing. Let me just see if I can be as concise as possible. First of all, I've had the same experience. It was my spirit guide. A lot of times our spirit guides take a form of something that we're familiar with. So if you're like, I was familiar with Gandalf. So my guide looks like Gandalf. Your guide looks like the guy from the movie Heidi. If they showed me the guy from the movie Heidi, I wouldn't know. I'm not familiar with that, right? So they take the form of something that you're familiar with. Number one. Number two, you said this happened years ago, 20 years ago. So you weren't, okay, so what they're telling me, again, there's a lot, but what they're telling me is now you're having your spiritual awakening. Okay, you have spiritual abilities. You have abilities, or you wouldn't have seen him. But you glimpsed him before you were ready to take on your spiritual abilities. Now they're telling me you're ready to do this. You're ready to have your spiritual awakening. And I'm sure that you understand this, that you've been experiencing more and more things lately. Be they big or small, it doesn't matter. But now you're ready. So you will see him again. This is your spirit guide. I believe it's your one of your main spirit guides. And I don't have his name. But if you do some meditations and just picture him and start talking to him. Now, yeah, you're picturing him, so that's good. You never want to just start anybody. You never want to just say, I want to talk to my spirit guide, whoever's there. That's like opening the door to Pandora's box. You don't want to do that. You want to specifically say, I want to talk to Archangel Michael. I want to talk to, and in your case, you have this, you know what this guy looks like, so you can picture him. But you always want to dial up the right person. So if you want to talk to your spirit guide, you want to also surround yourself with protection, ask your good angels to come around you and provide protection, create a sacred space, whatever that means for you, and then talk to your spirit guide. But yes, you will talk to him again. Sorry. Is that, what do you have, Alice?
No, that's fabulous. It makes a lot of sense. I was thinking that, but it made a lot of sense because I was thinking the same thing when he said, once you saw that part that said you're not ready yet, sometimes we aren't ready, and they know already that. That's funny. But he was hanging around 20 years ago. Wow.
Oh, he's been hanging around since you were born, because they're always with us.
Now you're bearing fruit. Yep, it's bearing fruit, which means you're probably going to be hearing from him again, I would think. That's what this means. Look at how old the tree is. The tree is beautiful. Yeah. And he's ready to reconnect with you at some point. I don't know what that is at the bottom.
Look at it. It looks like an angel / monkey, a dog. I see all kind of things in there.
I know.
And my coffee was not spiked this morning, so I know I'm not seeing it because of that.
I know. That's awesome. All right. That's great. Thank you so much. I hope that helped you, dear. All right. Wow. So this one's from ESL. Would you please explain why ETs will you explain why they'll be arriving soon and making themselves known? Do you have a time frame?
Yes. So for you guys that don't know, I mean, I don't know how you couldn't know, because it seems like all of a sudden everybody's talking about ETs.
About it.
A lot of our community is now talking about ETs. My clients are seeing ETs when they never did. So they're making their presence more known because so really and truly, here's the deal, what they're telling. This is another really long question. Okay, first of all, the veil between the worlds is thinning, meaning the veil between our world and the veil between the other dimensions is thinning. That's a whole nother talk for another time. And so entities are able to just come over. And that also means your crossed over loved ones. Your loved ones in heaven are now able to come and communicate with you a little easier. They communicate to you through dreams. Check out Allie's class, or through premonitions, or through songs, or through animals, whatever. Now, it also means that these ETs can come over even easier. Now, the reason they're more involved is because everything in our world is about the infinity symbol, right? The infinity symbol: life, death, rebirth, life, death, rebirth. And that also means a balance, right? When our world gets out of balance, that's okay. But when it gets too far out of balance, it threatens Earth, and it also threatens the rest of the dimensions and the solar system. Okay, right. So our Earth is getting too far out of balance. They're only going to come in and be involved with us and humans when our Earth gets so far out of balance that it could threaten other existences. Right. So they got involved during the beginning of the nuclear, war, the Bay of Pigs, whatever, when the nuclear weapons didn't fire. There's several instances that show that prove that. So they're not going to let us blow ourselves up with nuclear, because that's going to affect the entire everything. Yeah. So again, I'm not necessarily talking about nuclear here, but I am talking about the Earth getting so out of balance with global, with our global issues, our, rising, all that stuff, that they're coming in to help us. And also it's getting out of balance. Humans are becoming too warlike, too violent. It's threatening life on Earth. So they're going to get involved to help us.
Right. Awesome. I thought of that when that question.
We lost
idea of that, how they interfered during the nuclear times. And but they wouldn't really come out and show us. They tried to do that, come out and show us, I guess, in the 40s. And remember, everybody had to push it down and put it away and all that stuff. So I love this. It's due to endless possibilities. We limit ourselves in thinking that we are the only people or the only existing group of people in the universe, when that could not ever be the case. We have endless possibilities, and look at it from the stars right to our crown chakra. So I don't think it's anything to be, quote, afraid of. I think it's actually a really good thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, I think so. I really do. Thank you for the question, ESL. Yeah. Linda, I wondered the same thing. Would they step in with Putin? And you know what? I'm working on my card on the Emperor, and boy, is he the Emperor. Oh my God. Can't wait. I'll be taping that later today. So, okay. Linda Aragon. If a loved one comes through from the other side, bitter and accusing, does that mean they haven't crossed over to the light?
That's a great question, Linda. So here's the thing, right? As a medium, this is my opinion. This is what I've experienced. I'm going to tell you that I don't have all the answers, and neither does anybody else. And unfortunately, we don't get all the answers when we get there either. Right. But in my experience, what happens is everything is about an opportunity to learn a lesson. Okay, so when I bring in your crossed over loved one, and they've done something horrible to you in this life, and you would think that because they've crossed over and they're in heaven or whatever, that they would take this opportunity to say, oh my gosh, I was wrong. I was human and I didn't know any better and I was wrong and I'm so sorry. But no, they don't. They don't do that, because they present as their old personality, their personality that you knew on Earth, for a couple of reasons. First of all, you need to recognize them. Yeah. If they come across as a saint, you're not going to recognize them. You're going to be like, that's not my dad, right? Yep. So you need to recognize them. Number two, if they present as this same person with the same problems, it gives you an opportunity to talk to them. It gives you an opportunity to forgive them, regardless of whether they, need forgiveness, whether they deserve forgiveness, but it gives you an opportunity to do that. It gives you an opportunity to have a dialogue. I've had some dialogues with people that have crossed over that have said, I apologize, but you don't understand. This is what I was going through. Which to me is not an apology, right? That's not an apology. But I've had a few people, minority, apologize and really mean it. Okay. But it seems to be an opportunity for you to work through more issues with that person. Okay. It doesn't mean that they haven't crossed over to the light. They are in the light. They're simply acting as they need to help you with your lesson some more. Does that make any sense?
So if they're stubborn, they're stubborn.
Oh, yeah. And a good point is that, like, if you ask your crossed over relatives for advice, and let's just say they're a terrible gambler, terrible with their money, you don't want to ask them for advice. You don't want to ask them, should I go buy that new car that's $80,000? There's not the right person to ask.
Right.
So, I know my dad and I love him, but I don't ask him some questions, right? So when I asked recently, where should I go on vacation? My dad came through to the person and said, home. right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't want to go home. That's not that wasn't one of my multiple choice options. But he wants me to go home, right? So you see they keep their same personality. I don't know. I
Wow.
hope that makes sense.
That seems to show up because you've said before that this person's really quiet. They feel like they don't want to talk to anybody here. This is too big or whatever. And yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But you would know because you've done more than just what's on here. So you've had a lot of personalities come through. I get here that you just need to give them great big love because they screwed up and they're going to be that way, unfortunately. But maybe if you can find a connection and build a bridge with them, maybe you can work together to heal whatever it is if you feel you need healing, because it's you that's important here, not them at this point.
That's right. That might be the key, right? You're
Right.
looking for some sort of stamp of approval still across the grave, or some kind of I really was an okay person, or I really was treated badly or even abused. You're looking for validation from that person and approval and in the form of an apology. And in reality, this is the most important thing, is right here.
Sure. Healer Jules, I think that's pretty interesting. Celtic Sheila told her that her dad is segregated in a work camp of others of sorts because of his emotional, sexual, physical abuse of her. So he's working off that over there. Isn't that an interesting idea? Wow. Okay, thank you for the question, Linda. All right, so we've got Susan Lynn. I put my beloved Chihuahua down and my heart is broken. Oh, Jelly Bean, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I feel guilty, even though I know he was going to suffer. How long does it take for him to transition, and does he understand why we did it?
Oh, yeah, they transition immediately. Dogs, animals very rarely don't transition. I mean, I've only seen that one time, and that was in New Orleans when I crossed over all those hundreds of people, and these woodland animals came in, and I was like, "What are y'all doing here?" But anyway, I don't know. I don't know why they were there. That was a whole weird thing that went down. But anyway,
wow.
our pets cross over immediately. I honestly believe that our pets are ascended beings. Anyway, they're higher vibration than us, actually. So your Chihuahua is perfectly fine. I feel like this Chihuahua is. I feel like he's showing me being free. I don't know. Is he sick? I feel like I'm free now. I'm stretching. Like I feel like I can move better. I'm feeling, oh, okay, everything works. You know what I mean? Like and I feel like he runs around. I feel like he's showing me that he's not very fat. You know how some Chihuahuas can get kind of fat. I feel like he's not too fat. I don't know why. I think that's a point of pride for him. Like he's cute. He's like very cute. He has a great personality. He has a cute personality. He was your man. He was your man. He could be feisty, but he could also be loving. Depending on and he was protective of you. He's perfectly fine. He visits you. You said you're looking for signs. I feel like you're going to hear, if you haven't done it yet, I feel like you're going to hear him. You're going to hear nails. You're going to hear nails on floor. If you haven't heard that yet, you're going to hear that. You're going to hear him as if you're hearing a dog in the other room. He does lean. He does sit against your thigh. He lies against you, but you can't feel it. Just relax. As the grief kind of subsides, we're able to get more messages. When we're in grief, the pipeline to spirit
clogs
is clogged.
Up. Right.
And I'm not saying don't grieve. I'm just saying that in my experience, from my personal experience and also my experience with my clients, when we're in grief or emotional, it's hard to get those messages. But so it's going to happen more and more as time goes by.
Wow. Everything's in perfect harmony, Jelly Bean. That's what I get. Marg says she sees your Chihuahua dancing, so maybe in perfect harmony. Who knows?
Yes.
But yes, the 2 hours fine. It says, don't even think about, don't think I didn't want you to do that. Thank you for doing that. That's what I'm getting. Yeah.
Yes.
That was
Thank
something
you, Allie. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm sorry for your loss, Jelly Bean. There's nothing worse than losing a pet. I guess losing a friend or a parent, of course, and children. But, we love our pets so much.
Okay. Allie and I are big pet lovers.
We are. Karen Senior wonders how her mom Sue is doing. She lost her in 2010. Miss her terribly.
Okay, dear. I'm so sorry. Sue is doing well. I don't know if you're in the chat, dear. If you are, let me know, just so that if I can get so what happens is when I open the door, and I work differently than a lot of mediums. You guys probably don't even know this because you don't have an experience with a lot of mediums, but I just dial up people directly, which is not typical. But even though I do that, sometimes other people come with them, and then I have to kind of separate them. So that's why I just like a little bit of validation to know that I'm talking to Sue. But that's okay. So I feel like the woman that I'm getting to come through, who feels like Sue to me, is very see, there's two women. There's a heavier set woman and a thinner, more petite woman. But I feel like she's the petite woman. I feel like she's one of these people. You lost her in 2010. I feel like she's one of these people that would be very neat and tidy, like would wear things that are very, almost a little bit tailored or fit well, or, now she didn't like glam. It's not like she was glamorous with jewels. It's just she was neat and tidy. A nice little, outfit that would be not expensive, but would be neat and tight. She just keeps saying, I keep seeing the picture. Anyway, she sends her love to you. She loves you very much, Karen. I feel like you guys had a good relationship, but I also feel like sometimes you guys could butt heads, especially when you were younger. She seems petite. Is she shorter than you? Anyway, she sends her love, dear. If you're not in chat, and I understand not everybody can be in chat, but I don't want to spend a long time reading this if I'm not getting validation, because there was a heavier set woman who's also here who wants to talk to you. So usually these readings take an hour. So when we're doing them in like a minute or two,
lightning speed. It's like speed dating.
Yeah. It's like speed reading, speed dating. Yeah. What do you think, Allie?
Well, I got here that, Karen, that your mom is happy that you're opening to discovery, that you are thinking about, you've got the key to the door, she says, and I'm happy you're asking about me. I'm happy you're opening yourself up to discover new and really cool things about the afterlife or me or spirituality or whatever it is you're looking at. So anyway, I sure hope that resonates with you.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
All right. Melinda Salinas. What do my spirits guides say about the best way for me to heal my need for control? I feel like it's affecting my health.
Boy, you guys, this need for control is such a big deal. And we all have it because who wants their life to be out of control? But I would say this. I want to say this because this came through in I have a Patreon membership. But anyway, we were doing a thing yesterday, and they gave me this picture, and I thought, this is brilliant. If you think about communicating to your spirit guides, if you think about throwing a Frisbee to somebody, and in this case, you're throwing a Frisbee to your spirit guides, if you don't let go of the Frisbee, it ain't going anywhere. So you've got to let it go. And then what do you have to do to get a message back? You can't catch a message if you're holding on, if your fist is like this. If you're holding on to a preconceived notion, if you're holding on to an idea, if you're holding on to the way things need to be, you're never going to catch that message back. You're never going to get that guidance. You're never going to be open to solutions, right? So I would suggest for you to what they're telling me is talk to yourself, have an internal dialogue. This is something that I did before I was able to talk to my spirit guides, and how I was able to talk to my spirit guides was to talk to myself in my own head and say, so Susan, you have to let go of the outcome. You know, like maybe I'm worried about somebody in my family. And I am actually, I had to let go. I can't, you have to realize, I think the most important lesson all of us humans have to realize is we are not in control. When you realize that we're not in control, then you can let it go. And then you don't have all of this weight and worry on you all the time. And I actually did a video today where I talked about that.
Good.
You can't, okay, these are 3 things, action-oriented things they told me. And I thought this was brilliant too. If you're worrying about something, take action. So if you're worried about your health or somebody else, take action. How can you take action? Well, if it's somebody else, you can say a prayer for them. You could call them up and say, can I help? You can't control that they say yes or no. You can't control if they take your advice, but you can say, can I help? Have boundaries. If they say, yeah, you can help empty your bank account, well, that's not going to work, right? Give me your car for a month. That's not going to work. Have some boundaries. Can I help? Can I be an ear for you to talk, right? Take action. Once you take action, you're done. What did you do? You threw the Frisbee to your spirit guides. You threw the Frisbee to the universe. You're done. Not your problem anymore. Let spirit take care of it. Be open so that spirit throws it back to you. You can catch it.
Yeah. Very good. No, very good. One of the things that I learned when I was studying the Enlightenment, and I don't even mean spiritual, but the French Enlightenment, was that we have no control. We don't have freedom, and we don't have security. There is no such thing as freedom or security, because we always have other things. And I wish my mother could have learned that earlier. And I wish you also would have realized that worrying about something is paying for a debt that you may not owe. So, that's easy for me to say, and it's not easy for people to give up, but I agree with you. Let that Frisbee go and see where, and you can't control how the outcome is going to come for yourself or anyone else, really. You can only do the best you can. So take a deep breath. I think that's the first thing to do when you start lamenting. Start by taking a deep breath and say, okay, what can I do? Where can I go? How can I be? And move from there. So great advice.
I know Susan. A lot of you worry about your kids. Wildfire Wind is worried about her son. I get this all the time in my readings. I'm here to tell you guys, you're not going to be here forever. And your child is, whether they have autism or they have some other thing that you feel like is keeping them from moving forward, truly, and I mean this with all respect and love, a lot of times we're the ones stopping them from moving forward. If you move on to the other side, this child is going to have to do something without you. So it's better that they start learning to do something now, right? It's incredibly hard, I know, but I don't have children, but I'll tell you what, my dad threw me out on my ear. You know what I mean? So and that caused me to grow up in a big hurry.
Absolutely.
And to be independent. I understand if your child has autism or some other thing, but I still think that there's resource. You just have to try to let go and push them out so that they can be more independent.
I had to do that at 16. My father told me at 16, you have to get a job. I'm not paying for your gas and stuff. Yeah. And when my daughter turned 16, I did the same thing. She was really mad, but now she knows that was the best thing I could have ever done. So I'm happy that I did. So, yeah. Oh, Wildflower. We'll definitely send out some love and healing to get them to.
It is a hard situation, Wildflower. I have a lot of clients in your shoes, and their kids are 37 years old and blah, 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 and destructive. So I'm not saying it's easy. I am not saying it's easy.
Yep. All right. So the next question we have is from Susan S. As I work toward financial independence, What's the message does spirit have for me? Will I find new employment or greater stability and growth in my present job?
Okay, so first of all, they're saying you're doing a great job. They're saying that you have, I don't know, they're showing me a whole change. Like you weren't the person, you're now the person that you weren't before. So you're becoming a whole new person, that your thought process is different, that you have more room for positivity, that you're feeling stronger, that you're standing on your own feet more, that some big sea changes happened in your life. So they want to give you props for that. Okay, great, Susan. I hope that makes sense what I just said. They want to give you credit for that. Okay. They're telling me steady as you go. So apparently you're in a period of time where I understand by your question that you feel that there's some insecurity maybe about your job or something. So they're telling me steady as you go. Keep the boat, just stay on the road, right? Don't try to go too fast. Don't try to go too slow. Stay like what you're doing. And then the other thing they would say to you is there's some things coming up for you. There's something good coming up for you this summer that's going to be an offer or a change. It's almost like a gift. So I'll tell you guys, when you do the right thing, when you love yourself, you stand up for yourself, you put the boundaries, whatever it is for you in your life that you did, that you did the right thing, the universe rewards you. It really does. You'll get the job, you'll get the raise, you'll get something will come to you that will be good. So it is coming. I see it coming for you. What did you get, Allie?
Look at this. Right now she's dancing on one foot. She's doing a balancing act. Yes. Yeah. And I don't see that you'll be doing that forever, but right now that's what you're doing. And just keep going, girl. Just keep going. I think it's like Susan said, good things are coming. Remember this, and it's hard for me to remember this, so I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else.
Me either.
When you're going through a hard time, nothing's permanent. When you're having a great time, nothing's permanent. But, it's really, really difficult to see it. If you're going through a hard time, you can't see the clouds. You see only clouds. You don't see the sun behind the clouds. But life is a group of balances. And I think that, we just have to remember that nothing is forever. Nothing is forever. And that's really hard, especially for people who don't like change. So.
And I never liked change.
I know.
Oh my God. I was such.
Yeah.
Did you ever read that book, Who Moved My Cheese? It's about change. And it's a little tiny book, but it's like, oh my God. Anyway, sorry.
She's going to be divorcing and shifting positions. So she is sort of doing things on one foot, isn't she?
Yeah, you really are. And you're a new person. You've become a new person. And be gentle with yourself. I think that's what they were trying to say. Don't do anything, any major things, like stay steady, right? Because that's what Allie's card said is you're balancing on one foot. You're doing okay, but just keep it steady for right now. Don't do anything too.
Make sure you hop easily major as you go on one foot.
Yes. Just be gentle with yourself. Love yourself through it. Lots of love, okay?
Man. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you for the donation. That's very nice of you. Dakota Kelt. Now, this I love. I've had a dream on and off since I was a kid. I'm in a carriage. I hear people talking, but I don't understand the language. The cannons are going off. I see British flags, American flags. We are crossing a bridge when a cannon hits and I'm in the water. The bombs are coming from the American side. I hear animals screaming, people trying to pull me to safety. Is this a message from a past life? It seems to connect to my attraction to the British, Irish, Native American, and Canadian. Yeah, it's a past life.
Yes, definitely. I mean, the answer is yes. It's absolutely a past life.
It is.
And what's interesting is that you got the message that you're able to understand it or experience it in this life.
Right.
So that's really cool. Yes, absolutely. This is a message from a past life. You bet.
I mean, yeah, and
without a doubt.
The Rose's Kiss. I'm guessing that perhaps if it was a different language, that the American, the English language was different. You may have been maybe in a French, French speaking area. So that's very, very possible. Wow. All right. Myrna, we're not taking questions in the chat. What I do is if somebody's here and they verify what it is that we're talking about, I usually respond to them and put it up. So yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, thank you, Twaina. Thank you very much. All right, let's get to the next question. I just love that last one. Awesome.
That's amazing. I love that too. You could probably tap into other past lives since you were able to see that one so clearly and experience it.
Yep. All right. So we've got June Brewer. Does my mother Susan, who died in November 2021, have a message for me or my sister Joy? I feel like pieces of song lyrics, All You Need Is Love and Elton John, I'm Still Standing, Better Than I Ever Did, that have been popping into my head. Might be her, but it's not clear.
Fantastic. And I want to say this is like the second Susan and one Sue. I mean, we're in the house today. Susan's are in the house. Just saying. Okay. Yes, dear. I'm going to talk about two parts of this thing. Our spirit guides also communicate in songs, as well as our crossed over loved ones. So that message could be from either or, but I do feel like that energy feels like your mother. It feels like your mother's energy. But those are messages that could easily be something that comes from a spirit guide, right? So, we have these songs just pop in our head, even though we haven't heard that song in a long time. Well, where did it come from? Why is it in my consciousness? Why is it playing nonstop? That's why it's from the other side. So yes, I think your mother, Susan, she's laughing at my Susan joke. And she's like, yes, Susan's ruling the world over here. She's laughing. I feel like your mom could appreciate a joke. I don't think that she told jokes a lot, but I think that she liked the lighter side of things. I think she enjoyed joking, talking, laughing. She understands. I believe. Are you in this chat? Is June in the chat? I feel like your sister Joy might be having a harder time with your mother's passing, and I don't know if you know that or not, and that's okay if you don't know that. That's just what she's telling me. Your sister Joy might be private about it, but she feels like Joy is struggling a bit with this. Like
June is here. June's here.
Okay, great. Did your sister feel lost? Can you let me know? Does your sister feel a bit lost without your mother? And I'm not saying that doesn't mean that you're not lost. I don't know. She's just saying that you are more independent or something. That's what she seems to be telling me. So anyway, so she sends her love to you, both. What about your dad? She's talking about your dad now. These readings are literally 1 minute, 2 minutes long. I don't have time to sort things out. Yeah, she's struggling a bit. I think she's private. I feel like your mom is telling me that she seems a lot of us do, right? We don't feel grounded. We don't feel like we're sort of like, gosh, this isn't fun. Right? Like, am I doing the right thing? Is my job the right job? Or we're kind of down in general. Americans are just been through hell and back, right? But I feel like losing her mom has sort of made Joy feel a little rudderless or a little less connected. But anyway, not anything you have to do, June. There's nothing you have to do. Your mother was just commenting on this. Wow. She's talking about you being close but not close. Like, you can be close with your sister, but it's to a point. It's not like you're like best friends. You're close to a point, and then maybe, there's some tension there. But anyway, so she sends her love. She's perfectly fine. Yes, she's sending you the messages. Also, Red Cardinals. She's sending you messages. Snow, I don't know. She's sending you. Also, are you going on a trip? She's talking about you going on a trip, a vacation. She's saying that you're thinking about it, or you made the plans, but you're concerned. She said, do it. Do it. You only live once. Take it from her. Go enjoy your life. Go have fun. Get out of Dodge. Okay.
There you go.
Fabulous. What do you have there, Allie?
I get here a wailing tree. So, a lot of, so the music is to lighten the mood. I mean, November wasn't that long ago, really. And I have to tell you, it's happened to me. I hear a lot of music, and when I do, I know who's getting a hold of me. And I'll get it at the most fabulous times. I remember sitting at a table having dinner, and all of a sudden Glenn Miller's music started coming on. That was big band, and my parents loved that. That was their song. Or I'd be somewhere else and I'd hear a song that would remind me of my brother. And I get it now when I'm doing, like, sometimes I answer your questions and, oh, this reminds me of this song. And there's a good answer in there. So yeah, Susan's right, but she's trying to lighten it up for you girls. She wants you to know, though, she's still standing, and she wants you to as well. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that message, if you're moving, you might be going through some, some fluctuation, and I think that's her saying, you're still standing, girl. You got it. You got this.
You got it. That's right. Some of you folks that are new into this chat, I have to tell you that we usually take questions on my community board at Heart and Soul Connected. And right now, these were questions left about 2 or 3 weeks ago. We do only have 2 more sessions here, Susan and I, because we are moving on. And so I just want you to know right now, March 6th is pretty tight because we want to also celebrate a little bit on that day, I think. Right? We got to have some cake.
But listen, stay tuned to Allie's channel, because she has other people doing this kind of work. So it's not like, I feel like you're always going to be able to come to Heart and Soul Connected and get this kind of questions. So stay tuned to her community channel, her community page.
That's right.
Go to her main page on YouTube, click on her name. Right. You'll see a playlist. I mean, a border with community. Click that. You'll see a place to put your question.
Yes. On Thursday nights, I do work with mediums, and I can always move your questions over there. I have 4 or 5 of them at the same time, and they're fabulous. So please know that, we're not going to be going away, and you'll never see us again either. So
that's right.
And welfare, everyone's thanking you so much for all the hard work you've done, Susan. So, all right. I just needed to say that because there's a lot of stuff going on in the chat.
I was seeing that. Yeah, I was seeing that.
Valerie, hello. I would love to know how to connect with my spirit guides. I try in my dreams, but still not clear when I try to journal.
So there's a lot of ways to do this, okay? But the way that they seem to be really, the number one way they seem to tell you is you can connect to your spirit guide through oracle cards, okay? Mm-hmm. So every day, just try this. I'm telling you guys, this is magic in the making.
It is.
Every day, pull one card, because you know what they told me today? Oh my God, I hate it when I'm connected to spirit. I don't have access to Susan's files. The spirit cannot communicate. The brain doesn't communicate through the spirit. The spirit can't communicate through your brain. When we're using our brain, spirit's not available.
Right.
The brain is for how to drive your car, how to go to work, how to do your work, how to cook dinner. Those are things your brain is for. If you want to connect to the spirit guides, you don't use your brain. So we're going to bypass it. Use cards, any kind of cards. Pull one card a day and say, what do I need to know for my highest good? Mm-hmm. Or what do I need to know for my highest good about work? What do I need to know about my highest good about my child, my whatever, fill in the blank. Very specific. Pull one card, not 5 cards, not 20 cards. When you pull 5 cards, what are you doing? Using your brain. Mm-hmm. Right now, stick to one card. Write it down. What was your question? The date, the card you got. If you have time, write a lot of things. If you don't have time, write 5 keywords.
Yep.
I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm fearful, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm happy. What are your keywords? So when you go back, you can get some sense. Now, where the magic happens is when you look back on that after 5 days, 10 days, 20 days, you're going to connect the dots.
Yeah. It's amazing.
You're going to connect the dots. And actually, I'm going to have a video coming out about this today.
Good.
And it's actually a really good video. So check that out. But that's where the magic happens. Okay. So that's how I would suggest you do it.
Yes, absolutely. And I've done that, what Susan's talking about. And I use different decks. Maybe I use a different deck. I don't want to use the same deck. Yeah. And it's amazing to me how it connects. It amazes me. And what I like about it is you're only doing that and trying to work from the heart. And then when you're looking at it, it starts to show itself. And look, there's the heart. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Write it down each day, as Susan said, then let it go and look back on it later, because it's very powerful.
It's really magic.
It is. We can make our own magic, you know. Oh, good luck, Valerie. All right. This is Wendy. She just wonders, will it be extremely hot this summer alone in the East Coast of the United States?
Hi, Wendy. Thank you for your question. Look, yeah, I got to tell you guys, weather is going to be insane. Forget just hot. It's going to be all over the map. It's going to be hot when it's supposed to be cold, cold when it's supposed to be hot. We're going to have weather in parts of the country that we shouldn't have. It's just going to be completely unpredictable. And so for that reason, in the past, Spirit has said, really pay attention, right? Like we need to pay attention to the weather forecast more than we did in the past. But you know what they just talked to me about just now? We've lost. Okay, so they're saying that we can learn how to read animals, right? So, you know, go back because I'm going to be honest with the meteorologists are just as flummoxed as we are. But the animals know. So you can look at the squirrel. Does the squirrel have the fat tail? Like, for instance, in Texas, all the squirrels dug their nuts up. I mean, they buried them, and then I'm seeing all these holes. They dug them up, and I'm thinking, well, that happens to me. Like, I always buy snacks, and then I eat them too soon, and then I don't have any snacks. But in their case, they're putting on weight, you know, because they knew we were going to have a cooler winter. Right. So what indications can you look at your animals in your neighborhood? You need to pay attention to your geographic area. What can you learn? Is there knowledge out there that would indicate when you're going to have hot weather, when you're going to have cold weather? This is what Spirit is telling me is we need to be more in touch with our local natural environments. The answer is there.
That is great. And yes, we do need to, depending on where we live. Zora Neale Hurston wrote a book back in the 30s. It was called Their Eyes Were Watching God. And she talks about these migrant workers that were living in an earlier time in Florida. And all of the Native Americans and the animals were moving. They decided they just kept moving out. And soon there was a horrible hurricane that wiped out everything. They knew ahead of time. Just like your dog or cat gets kind of squirrely just before an earthquake. So yes, quiet your mind and ask the question. I was supposed to go up north and see my husband this weekend, and the it's going to snow here today. Just what I need. Anyway, so I'm stuck here. But you know what? If I didn't know, I'd be sliding all over the road, and that's not a good place to be.
So that's exactly right. So they said, pay attention to the forecast. And I'm thinking specifically, I'm going to just say this because they showed it to me, specifically about tornado warnings, right? Tornado watch. We get a watch before we get a warning, right? But, you know, in the past, some of us that live in that part of the country have sort of, it's just a watch. I'm going to tell you, you need to take it very seriously if it's just a watch. Don't wait till it's a warning. Just like Allie took seriously this weather forecast and decided she didn't want to go out in that weather. We just need to be more weather aware and take it more seriously. That also goes for floods. It goes for everything. Okay.
Absolutely. Andrea, you're so right. Save the snacks, not to eat all in one day. But you know, it's so easy to do. I do that with my diet ice creams. I buy, there's 4 in a box, and by God, I got to eat them all in that day.
Yeah. And then you're not going to the store for 5 more days or something. It's like,
right.
But in this case, the squirrels weren't doing that. The squirrels were putting on weight because they knew they needed it in advance.
They needed to have the padding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And Wendy, we were happy to address your question. Thank you for asking a question. Okay, Noreen Blackstone from the UK. Could you look at Boris Johnson? Do we have to? When will he go? If he does, who will replace him? Does the Labour Party have an opportunity to win? And will a woman win is another question that's just not right there.
These are great questions, Noreen. Thank you for joining us all the way across the pond there.
Yeah.
God bless you. You got Boris. We got rid of our Boris, but you're still stuck with him. And he's just like Trump, that, despite all these things that he does that in the past would have got him tossed out or he would have stepped down, they don't do it, right? They don't follow the traditions of the past. Okay, so will he go? I heard yes. That's good. He's gonna go. He's gonna go. I don't see. Look, it's just like everybody says, Cash, and everybody says, Cash Peters, if y'all don't watch him, oh my God, what are you waiting for? But, this is the energy right now. Everybody has free will, including you Britons, and everybody else have free will. But I understand that he's going to go. I'm not, at this time, I'm not seeing a woman. I'm seeing a younger man. I'm seeing a younger man with dark hair. He reminds me just, not really, but sort of Justin Trudeau. Just not that cute exactly. but like a younger guy, trim like him. I mean, that would be a departure, right? To have a younger man. But he is a white guy. He's not, we're not breaking any real ceilings here. I do see a woman coming into some power. I wonder if you got a hit, Noreen, that there's going to be a woman. I think you got a psychic hit. You're feeling energetically that there's a woman. Not that it's time, but you feel like there will be. I think there is a woman coming in. Maybe she'll be running. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting.
So she'll be somebody that may end up later on being that person.
Yeah.
I get here a spirit of gratitude. And so if you all are sick of him, look what number it is. 40. No, that's a 43. Sorry. 43. I thought it was 45.
Yeah.
But I get that you'll be happy about whoever wins. Basically
you'll be grateful. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be grateful. Yep. Oh, wow. That's cool. Thank you so much. All right. Dakota Kelt, I know you're in the chat. Tell me what your mother's name is, please. Your paternal grandmother. She wonders if, okay. And she also has seen her with her fiance who died in 1989.
Paternal grandmother, have a message for me. I've seen her in my dreams lately, my fiance.
Do you have your mom's, paternal grandmom's first name, Dakota Kelt?
That's okay. I'll get started.
She is here. She'll be putting it up.
She just posted. She's probably typing. And I'm sorry that you lost your fiance. I know it was an 89, but my God, that's a thing. That's a thing to get through. Okay. So the fiance is Keith.
Right. Oops. She's got it on here. I just can't get there. It's jumping. Sorry. Teresa.
Hi, Sharon. Good to see you.
Hi,
okay.
Sharon.
Teresa is your paternal grandmother. Right. I see her. It's interesting. They are sending you a message because they're doubling up on their energy, which is not super common, to be honest with you. It's almost, they double up on their energy like that when they're really serious about getting you a message. And her name is Dakota Kelt. I'm hearing take care of yourself. Something going on you're not taking seriously. And I don't think it's serious, but it's something that you're poo-pooing your health. Okay. And why is my throat sore? I don't know if this is throat chakra that's going on. But I feel like you're run down. I feel like you're not taking care of yourself. They just keep saying she's not taking care of herself. That could be that you're not taking time for yourself, that you're not drinking a lot of water, that you're not putting yourself first, that there's some boundaries probably around throat chakra. The answer, the message is they wish for you to value yourself more and take better care of yourself. You're sort of you're fraying at the edges. She's saying it's fraying at the edges, your energy and your health. Hopefully that makes sense.
I get here a little bit of earth magic wouldn't hurt. Okay. Grounding. Yeah. Look at her feet are on tiptoes. You got to lay them flat, ground them down into the earth. Yeah. Spend a little time, more time with grounding. Yeah. And that may help the throat. I don't know. Maybe you just feel like you can't say. She said she has been due to the weather, her health due to the weather. So we know that can happen.
But no, that's what they're saying, dear. You're poo-pooing it. You're saying the way I feel is because of the weather. They're trying to tell you it's not because of the weather. That was what they were saying. You're poo-pooing your health. The weather might be crappy, but they're telling me right now you've had this weather before and you've been in better condition. So they just feel like you need to take more time for yourself. Of course, she's talking about hot tea. I don't know, is your throat? My throat is really. So anyway, she's just saying, please take better care of yourself. Take time to take care of yourself. Nourish your body, nourish your soul, get a massage, just take care of yourself. Uh-oh, I think Allie is frozen for a minute. She'll be back. I understand the weather's been hard. I get it. But again, they want to tell you that you're going to feel bad in the summer. So it's something a little bit more than that. Allie will be right back. She's having snow on the West Coast, and sometimes she loses her connection and she comes back. So I hope that, drink some hot toddy, some warm water, get a massage, get Reiki, do something nice for yourself. Those kinds of things would be good. I don't have access to the rest of the questions, so I can't go on, unfortunately. So we'll wait for her to come back. Hopefully she'll be back in a minute. And in the meantime, I'm hesitant to take things out of the chat because that's not how we roll around here, because we have so many things that are already queued up, ready to answer. I don't think they're queued up here. And she's back.
That is really weird. All of a sudden, a high-pitched hum, and then my computer completely shut down.
Holy moly.
I don't know what it was, but I don't like it too much. Okay. No. It's a brand new computer, too.
I mean, you know what? We're not in control. See?
Right.
We're not in control.
You're not in control. Boy, is that a good lesson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things like this have happened to us before. And we have to take the lesson. Absolutely. I know. Yeah. Isn't it strange? Okay, hold on. I know who's visiting me. I don't know. That's pretty weird. Okay, we only have 2 more left. All right. Sorry about that. I hope that
I was about to do like a singing and dancing, but thank God you can't.
Oh no, we would have loved that. We would have. It would have been
no, wonderful. They wouldn't have. They would have pooped their pants. They would have laughed so hard, actually.
You know who's a hoot you got to meet? It's Gerald from Tarot Stash. Oh my God, is he funny? I lost my mind with him. I was laughing so hard I had tears rolling down my face.
Oh my God,
he's so funny. Yeah.
How cool is that?
I know it. So Callie Suds wonders if there's any messages from angels, guides, or ancestors about her health, or his health. I'm sorry, his or hers. Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, as always, we don't give medical advice here because we're not doctors, and we encourage you to go see your doctor and or your health professional. for any real medical advice. We have to say that to
That's
cover
right.
our bazookas.
Mhm.
Okay, so Callie, it's a little hard without your name. I don't know. Oh, you're here, I think. Are you here, Callie? If you're
Kelly
here,
says, are you here?
give me your name, please. Just your first name is fine. It's hard to connect in with your energy sometimes without a name. And this is a generic question, so it's even harder. So
Yes.
let's see. I can see that you've been struggling. They're showing me that you've been struggling. I feel like you don't know, you have unanswered questions, or you don't know what is happening, or why is this happening. There's some parts of this situation that you don't understand, or maybe the medical establishment doesn't understand. I hear you saying this doesn't make any sense. Again, it has something to do with letting go. You have to let go. You can't fix. Okay, so you're trying to fix it, right? Like take this medicine or do this thing, and it's going to fix it. And it's like A plus B equals C. And I think that's why you're here, because you're realizing A plus B is now equaling M and X and 9.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. And so now you're looking for an answer from your angels, your guides, and your ancestors. But that's a big question for me to answer in like 2 minutes. They're saying you have to let go. Okay. Let go of the outcome. Let go of the, again, it's that thing where you're gripping it really tight. You're hanging on to what the doctor says. You're hanging on to this or that. And when we let go is when we get our answers.
Mm-hmm.
Again, throwing the frisbee to spirit or God or the universe, if you don't let go of it, it doesn't fly. It doesn't reach them. Your prayers don't reach them. We have to open up and let go. And then we have to be open to receive it. So I feel like if you can let go, if you can be more open and let go, you're going to receive the answer. It's not that complicated. The solution is not that complicated, but it's been made complicated by the diagnosis or by the medications. I just feel like a lot of a lot of medical advice that's clouded everything. And it's almost like you have to create some time within yourself to kind of separate that, don't think about that, and just be open to the answer. What do you think?
Well, interesting that the metaphor comes up here. Spirit of the river, movement toward adventure. We when we're on the river, and the river flows. You can't step into the same river twice, because the river changes and so does the person. So I'm going to say you need to work on letting it flow. It seems like letting go of control and flow is a big thing today. So I'm guessing that we all need it. I just got it.
We all need this message.
We all need it.
And I just want to also say that, of course, when our health is involved, we're going to hold on for dear life, right? It's a fear. Right. It's fearful. We feel fear, and rightly so.
We do.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying I'm any better. I'd be doing the same thing. I'm just giving you the advice of spirit that as much as you can make peace with it, don't stop fighting. I feel like there's a fighting, make peace with it, retract, go within and see what you can learn.
There was something yesterday that was said by the Ukrainian president. He was saying, for instance, we don't want to keep hearing over and over that we're going to be, attacked and things like that, because we have to live our lives. We have to continue doing everything that we can. And Andrea has posted a couple times in here that Panetta says, her representative in California said something that, we probably will have to deal with this, and NATO's going to have to deal with this issue. But I agree with him to some regard. And he also said it would be good to know what the sanctions are before they do invade. And I agree with that as well. So I just feel like I can't imagine wanting to control. If I lived in Ukraine, I couldn't control any of it, and he can't control any of it. And so the smaller things that we worry about, let's think about how the bigger things are the harder ones to control. The small things are nothing. And try really hard to, let go of that if you can. And it's not easy. Anytime I say anything, I'm telling myself this just as much as I'm telling you or anybody. Yeah, we're all learning, and we have to keep reinforcing that, because we eat the snacks,
Yeah,
so
we eat the snacks.
We're not supposed to, and we do it anyway.
And Allie and I are just channeling spirit. So it seems like we have all the answers, but truth be told, we're just human.
Right.
We're telling you what they're saying. That's not what we're saying.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. Final question of the day. Cynthia Pierce has asked any messages from Dad Joe, and I'll be quiet here and let you ponder it.
Thank you for your question, Cynthia. Again, I'm getting a lot of things at once. Some of you guys that don't get messages very often, when you first call up the other side on the spirit medium phone, everybody wants the phone, right? You like, I want to talk, and that's kind of what's happening with you. I feel like there's at least 3 people who want to talk to you. So you may want to come back to the Medium show on Thursday night. Put your question in on the community page, because I feel like there's other people who want to talk to you. I feel like there's a female energy and 2 male energies that want to talk to you. Oh, you're here. Great.
Here.
Great. Here. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to try to separate this. Your Dad Joe. There's also an uncle. I feel like there's an uncle here. I don't know if it's his brother. I think maybe it is his brother. Okay, Joe, come on. We don't got all day here, sir. Trying to sort him out and get him to come up first. Okay, I'm just going to describe the energy that's coming through, and it could be your dad or it could be this other man, but because there's 2 strong male energies at the same time coming through. And in 1 or 2 minutes, it's too hard for me to figure out if it's dad or not. In a normal reading without having an hour, I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
The man I'm getting is he's got a smile on his face. One guy was in the service. Okay, I'm getting a service, a uniform. I'm getting a smiling guy. One is shorter, a little bit shorter than the other one. One has hair. I feel like the other one has less hair. The other one is a bit taller, like maybe by many inches, like maybe by 3 inches taller than the first one. I get that the taller one is thinner, and the shorter guy is not fat. The picture he's showing me is from a few years ago. I don't think this is how he looks like right now. But he's showing me he's basically he's basically height, weight, proportionate, basically. Meaning he's not skinny, but he's not fat. They all send their love. All 3 of them are gathered around the phone and want to talk to you. So there's a lot of love here for you. They're talking about other family members that are here on Earth. They want to send their love to them too. Everybody wants to say hello. I don't think I have time with all of these people to get any more details other than that. Joe. I feel like, right. Okay. So now he's advancing his age. He was showing me him as a younger person, younger man. Now he's advancing his age. I feel like he's the shorter of them. I mean, and I don't think he's that short, but maybe less than 6 foot, less than 5'10". I want to say maybe like 5'8", 9 or something. I don't know, dear. Let me know if that makes any sense to you. And I'll let Allie also connect.
Sure. I got a really cool card. I've never gotten this card. And it's called Straddling Worlds.
Oh my God.
Wandering between the realms. I love that. And I think it's two angels. It looks like an angel, or is it a bird? I guess it's two
Oh my
birds.
God, that's cool. No,
It
it's a
is cool.
person's face pointing up too.
Yes, I know. I'm guessing Joe is straddling the worlds. He's like, I really want to be with you, but I come back and forth. Just give me a call, give me a shout. I'll come see you. And you know, this is really cool. And all those other folks are there. That's why he feels comfortable there. He's got those other folks with him.
Yes.
But he wants to be with you at the same time.
Yeah, she's saying he was shorter, 5'7". And I want to say that, Allie, how interesting is it that we can pull these cards all the time, and then every once in a while you get a card you've never got, and you think,
yeah, I know.
How can I never have gotten this card? Right.
That's
because
I've been using them a long time. Right. Yep. She's working on her own abilities. Good. Then you're on the right path, Cynthia.
You're on the right path.
Definitely
Girlfriend,
on the right
they want to talk to you.
They want to talk to you. Yep, absolutely.
Your dad sends his love. Everybody sends their love. I'm telling you, it's like an old-time phone with the cord. And you know how you would, maybe you don't know. Showing
pass it around.
You would hold it away from your ear a little bit because there was no speaker. So you would hold it away from your ear so that everybody could hear it and everybody would put their head around.
That's right. And you passed it around at Christmas because you couldn't stay
Yeah.
long on the phone because it cost too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you. Thanks for bringing back those memories because I really appreciate it. I don't care if that makes me feel old. It makes me feel very comfortable.
Our age. What the hell?
That's right. It's all one thing. Thank you, everybody. We did run over. We thank you for all that you do and all that you are. And we'll see you next Sunday. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Much love.
Much love.